Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, and we are here the first full week of May now kicking off, and it's a beautiful, beautiful way to kick off the first full week.
Great weekend, lots of sunshine.
You watched the Kentucky Derby, you said?
Kentucky Derby.
Such a close finish.
Yes.
That was incredible. It was
By
a
a
weekend
nose.
of close finishes.
Yeah, right. You were
By
talking
note,
about
there was a NASCAR, the
NASCAR.
closest NASCAR finish in history. It definitely kept people on the edges of their seats this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
And
and
like,
then, I mean, there was plenty of people out and about. I mean, I rode by, I was in my car.
Sure.
But I had the sunroof open.
Enjoying the
but I
breeze.
saw all of the people walking and biking on the Fox River Trail.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, just a gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. So.
Enjoying all the beauty that Mother Nature had to
Yes.
offer, and hopefully you were able to get outside and enjoy it, and perhaps take a lunch break outdoors today, or get to walk after work, something like that, because you're certainly going to enjoy it. I know some students, Southern Door, the public schools, they are going to be enjoying their Monday.
They got a day off.
They got a day off due to, I believe it was electrical issues
Right,
that
yeah.
caused them to close school today. So hopefully they're enjoying the sunshine.
Right.
Getting out and about, having some fun. But we want to check in, and we're going to, of course, we like to talk about your consumer first
Yes.
alerts on these Monday morning check-ins. So this one we're talking about healthcare data breaches,
Yes,
right?
this is a huge, huge issue. So one of the reasons that we're talking about this, so it was about a week and a half ago, we first reported, Brittany Schmidt had a story on, there was a local Bay Oral Surgery Center, Bay Oral Surgery Implant Center in Northeast Wisconsin. We had viewers calling us saying that they got a data breach notification letter. So there was a data breach involving that business. And then we had a viewer who was watching that story and notified us and said, I was a previous patient at Green Bay Rehabilitation Hospital, and I received a data breach notification. So it's posted on the hospital website that they had a data breach in February. That, you know, and this is often what happens is they learn about this at a particular time. They try to find out, okay, how much information was taken, whose information has been compromised, and then they notify people. So people started getting these data breach notification letters toward the end of March, during April. But a lot of viewers were asking, what do I do? And how concerning is this? This is your medical information, potentially insurance information. And so I wanted to do a story all encompassing, and kind of to give people some ideas of what this means and what to do.
And this is what happens a lot, right?
It is happening so often.
There will be, and people we'll do a story, you'll do a first alert, a consumer first alert, and then people will see it and say, oh, that happened to me, or something similar happened to me, and it gets more and more people aware of what's going on.
It does. So healthcare in the U.S., this is from an Identity Theft Resource Center. They are a national nonprofit. They said in the last 6 years in a row, healthcare is the single most attacked industry that leads to a data breach. So clearly, you know, that we understand that in the cybersecurity world, there is definitely a focus on healthcare, which healthcare companies know this. I mean, they're well aware of this too. So a lot of people are saying, you know, they need to figure out ways to better protect. Something else that came out last week, United Healthcare, one of the nation's largest health insurers, their CEO of United Healthcare testified before a Senate committee, and they said that they admitted that they paid $22 million ransom. So you hear about ransom.
Sure.
And so they, you know, the hackers get information, they're holding it hostage essentially. And so they said that they paid $22 million to the hackers. And how the CEO said how these hackers were able to get in partially was because the company system, United Healthcare, did not have multi-factor authentication.
And we hear that a lot nowadays, with whether it be our phones, our social media accounts, anything
Banking,
that you really
financial,
yes,
right. So this kind of it's another jumping off point too. So identity theft experts say, when, you know, just whether you're part of a data breach or not, on your very, you know, healthcare, banking, you should really be using multi-factor authentication.
Sure.
And then one step farther. So, you know, and you're noticing this, we all are, on your apps, they're asking you now, do you want to use a fingerprint or Face ID? So you have that rather than a password. That is called, it's called a pass key.
Okay.
And the identity theft expert that we talked with said that this is by far, I've got his quote here, the most secure way we have right now to protect our accounts.
It's tough to try and steal a facial recognition, right?
It's the most secure form of authenticating yourself that there is today. This is James Lee. He's the COO of Identity Theft Resource Center. So why, and people might say, oh, I don't know, I'm kind of afraid to use my face or my fingerprint.
Sure.
This passkey, it's really whenever you're logging in, so you don't need a password. It's a code that you never see. It's exchanged between the two. You can't give away the code because you don't know it, and it's not stored, and it changes every time.
Okay.
So that's what's being exchanged. So I wanted to get that information out there too, because that's important. If you have that option for your healthcare accounts, for your banking, for your social media, that's extremely valuable information.
Absolutely.
Too, for cyber thieves. So and the important thing, if you get a data breach notification, act on it. Make sure that you, first of all, verify that letter, that it's real, that it's authentic, that it's really from this company. And I actually had a couple, right after the story aired on Friday morning, I had a woman call me. She said, hey, I got a notice. I'm not sure if this is really from AT&T. Well, yes, there was a huge data breach involving AT&T and previous customers. She's not a current customer anymore, but this dates back to 2019.
And having been a customer back then, sure.
So she called, and she wanted to verify this. And I said, an easy way to do that too is to call AT&T, which she did.
And that's an important note as well, is this can be places that you did business with, or, this can be from years ago, but they can go back and get that information that perhaps hasn't changed since you were there, and that can add to it as well.
So I had this Manitowoc County man who was this patient at the Green Bay Rehab Hospital who had reached out, and I wanted to give everybody a follow-up because he did call me. So we kept his identity. We did not reveal it because he said I had my medical information, all my personal information's out there. So just did a phone interview with him. He called me after and he said, I reached out to the Identity Theft Resource Center. They offer free services and they will walk you through the steps of what to do. And he said, they were wonderful. I was able to talk with someone, a real person, and they helped me in all the steps I needed to take, because it's a little bit of a different level depending on what information you think may be out there. So he was really appreciative. So I have that information. It's posted with my web story at WBAY.com. It's an 800 number. You can call them, and just lots of helpful information out there. But realize that, it's not I might get a data breach notification letter. At some point, my identity, information might be stolen or compromised. No, it's probably has been. If it hasn't, it's just, unfortunately, it's happening so often.
It's kind of the society we're living in today.
It really is. And so the key thing is, I guess, holding the businesses accountable, right? And then also you taking the steps to protect yourself if you get one of those letters. And there you see, change your password on that account, use multi-factor verification, and freezing your credit. That's an extremely, especially if you think your information is out there, that is why are they getting your information? What are thieves doing with this? They're going to use it to try and open new accounts. And you might think right away, oh, well, there's nothing going on. I'm monitoring my accounts, I don't see anything. But I've been told by consumer experts, they say sometimes they hold on to this information for a couple years and they won't exploit it. And so
wait, sure.
So if you freeze your credit, then that means no one else can open up any accounts under your name. Now, if you freeze your credit and you want to go, let's say, and I want to buy a new car or something, and you want to get a loan, you're going to have to unfreeze your credit.
Sure.
But it's pretty simple, and you can do this. It's no cost, and so just really important. And I had a lot of people emailing and responding after the story. So just always trying to stay on top of those things and helping everybody out there and what to do. I get one of these letters. We don't want you to panic. I mean, really, you don't want to ignore it, and you want to take action. And I think
take the proper steps.
Yeah, the gentleman said, it was pretty stressful at first. And he said, I'm recovering from a stroke, and now I get this. I'm back home, and I get this notice, that my information's been compromised. But yeah, taking the proper steps. And so we have all that for you at WBAY.com. Appreciate everybody talking to me.
Absolutely.
For this, and also just getting the information out there. So
fantastic, and let's just check in and see if we got it. No comments yet. Tell us good morning where you're at this morning. We'd love to hear from you. And speaking of important, of course, the CFA is so important, the Consumer First Alerts, but another really important thing that we are so proud of here at the station, our diaper drive. The Royal Rump Rumble raised
Our inaugural diaper drive,
yes, the
right?
first one, and it raised, we together with the Fox Communities Credit Union branches, 22,000 diapers, 6,000 right here at the WBAY station alone, and we were hoping for 3,000.
Yeah,
so we
that
doubled that
was
goal.
great. That was
Incredible.
great, yeah.
And then, of course, we were talking about the castles that were going to be made. So
We were laughing when we first said, we're going to do what with these diapers?
we were a
We're gonna
little
build a
confused,
castle.
and these are
Before
just
they
a
go
few.
to all the nonprofits. 'Cause they're gonna
Exactly,
eventually go to the
exactly.
nonprofit.
They're gonna be packed back and go to these nonprofits. So these are just a few of them. This is one from one of the Fox Communities Credit Union locations, and people had all weekend to be voting on their favorite castles. So we're just
We
kind
don't
of
have a
showing
winner
off. We
yet.
don't have a winner yet. Yeah, we don't know, but I was pretty impressed
I
with
like
some of the
this
creativity we had here. They got like the construction paper
Yeah.
and the
So
the
they-
flags.
Right, they did. I think we were just thinking like, okay, we're just going to use the diapers and build it, right? And they went out. They look at that. That looks like a cake,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
That's
That's super cool. And they've got
I'm-
the moat and everything. They've got the
Alligators,
bridge,
alligators
bridge.
in the
Oh, they
moat
do
there.
have
I
the
didn't even notice
alligators.
that. That's
They
fantastic.
did a really good job.
Oh, that's a good one right here in the lobby. And that one incorporated more of the diapers.
lot
They
of
got
diapers.
they got a bridge as well right there. Nice drawbridge. Let's see here. We got this one too. They got like a little
lot of
walk under
diapers, too.
deal. So many diapers there.
I feel like kids would build that one,
Right?
right?
They want it- they want it like
wanna
a
go
fort to go
Yes,
into, yeah.
totally. A diaper fort.
And then this was ours that we made. We did this in like what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, I would say 15 minutes.
We got our little flags on there with all of our names.
Steve made those. Steve Balon made those.
I was pretty proud of our efforts,
I think
and
it's pretty good.
it was pretty tall. Like that,
Oh, yeah,
it's kind
for
of hard to
sure.
see in the picture how tall that is.
Oh no, it was.
And you're kind of worried about,
Yeah.
like, I think we probably could have put two of you to try and get to the top there, right? We
Probably.
stand you up on your own shoulders and get there. But it was impressive, the effort. It was tricky to try and balance those boxes.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It was really cool.
We had a good
We
time.
we enjoyed it. We had some fun, and of course, 22,000 diapers, all for a great cause. Because I mean, we talked about it. Diapers, they are expensive, and you burn through them
Yes.
for these young
Right,
families. I
right.
mean, it when I went to buy a package at the store, I was quite surprised at how expensive they are. So I
know.
can't imagine having just more and more and
Right.
more. So
So we were so happy. So all of the diapers stay right here in our
Northeast
community,
Wisconsin, yeah,
right.
10
So
nonprofits
10
that are,
nonprofits, and thanks to Fox Communities Credit Union and all their branches and everybody who donated, we really appreciate it. So we know that that'll make a difference, right?
Make a
It's one
huge
less
difference.
thing that a family has to think about for for that short time. So we're happy to make a difference in that. And then of course we'll let you know when the winner.
when we know the
when we
winner,
know the
we'll
winner,
we'll
the
let you
Diaper
know.
Castle
Yeah, I
winner.
think we were me and Steve, I'll say, we're talking a big game, and then we started building the castle, and it was like, oh boy, we're in trouble. But we'll see what happens. We'll let the voters decide. We'll let whoever's tallying up those votes. Once they inform us, we will let you know. And we got some tough competition. Those Fox Communities Credit Union folks
They
did a
great job.
fantastic
Yeah.
job. So thank you to all of you who donated and helped make it such a successful inaugural Royal Rump Rumble. We hope to do it again. And yeah, we're going to wrap up this digital news desk.
Yes.
Make sure
For
to tune in
Monday.
to Action to News at 9. That's coming up in 13 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure to tune in there. Catherine and Bo will have everything you need to know, and we will be getting back to work.
Yes,
And
and then
see you again tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, bright and early at 4:30.
All right. Make it a great day, everybody.